What exactly did black people ever do?
What did we do for white people to hate us so much?
Like, I'm genuinely asking, what did we ever do to deserve anti-blackness in every single community?
I want what you white hoes get, and I want it today, ASAP, not tomorrow.
Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Yes.
My words.
How's everybody doing out there tonight? Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome. Thanks, Aloy. I'm not a fan of that whole thing. I have nothing good to say about any of that. In case you're wondering, Phil, get away. But I got some light entertainment for you guys tonight. Interesting conversation I had recently, and I think I might want to comment on that a little bit later on. Before we do that, though, I kind of want to talk about a few other things that have come up during the week or whatever. Black people believe a lot of interesting things. Truly. When you actually kind of start to turn the volume down a little bit and actually listen, bro, Black folks believe a lot of crazy things, man. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit tonight. All the crazy things Black people believe in. I did a whole series about this a while back called Community Mythology. I guess this can be another addition to that. But yeah. Niggas really believe a lot of crazy things. So we're going to talk about that tonight. You know what? We can kill the music early. Let's just jump right into some content. Let's do some content creating. Hit that like button for me, guys. Thank y'all for coming out tonight. Appreciate you coming through for you, boy. We are back.
The communists were masters at covertly creating disasters in order to cause discontent. They did this, for example, by bombing their own houses and bombing Black churches and then crying white supremacy. Carl Braden, for example, was convicted for doing such a thing where he bought a house for a Black party member in a predominantly white neighborhood, then fanning the flames by drawing attention to the fact that a Negro just moved into a white Kentucky neighborhood.
They arrested Carl.
Shout out to Chad Jackson because he's dropping a documentary on pretty much the communist subversion of Black America. I forget what he's going to title it, but it's going to be about that.
For bombing his own house and charged him with sedition. And he spent years in jail.
The charges were ultimately dropped. This, of course, should not be looked at as a revelation of innocence. The communists have dedicated a lot of time and effort to mastering litigation.
Breaking news, the Illinois Supreme Court has just overturned Empire actor Jussie Smollett's conviction.
In recent years, the charges against Jussie Smollett were dropped.
Staging a racist and homophobic attack against himself, then lying about it to the police.
It would, of course, be foolish to look at that as a revelation of his innocence. Carl Braden and his wife, of course, would go on to be relatively close to Martin Luther King and be heavily involved in the civil rights movement, which ironically was constantly being victimized by church bombings.
There have been more unsolved bombings of Negro homes and churches in Birmingham than any other city.
Although the Soviet director...
I feel like this is the beginning. I mean, black folk maybe were always a relatively superstitious bunch of people, but I feel like this is kind of the beginning where we really went off the deep end.
To demoralize blacks was effective in many ways. It didn't completely solidify blacks to the ranks of the Communist Party. Black Wall Street was built back relatively quickly after the race riot, and so too were many of the other black communities where these riots took place. There were two reasons for this that the communists would come to understand by the 1930s. The first is that you have to remember that Booker T. Washington only died the decade before many of these race riots took place. And so the entrepreneurial spirit was still alive and well in many of the black communities. The second was that they were empowered by their unshakable faith in God, which the communists discovered was a hurdle that they, the communists, couldn't jump simply by being dismissive of religion as an opiate of the people.
One of the best things that may have actually ever happened to Black America was taking that maybe natural inclination to superstition and applying it to the Christian faith. That may have been an all-around positive thing, right?
We have been watching the communist takeover of territories and countries. While this was going on,
as a result of this, they set their sights on the church to subvert it for their own goals.
Their movements follow a rather rigid pattern. There's a reason for this, because it is spelled out in the Communist International's official publication, Communist.
Racism doesn't have any power.
Chuck, I don't agree with that. People were outwardly racist while Trump was in office. He gave the white people.
Like who?
He made it comfortable for people to be outwardly racist about how they feel. Chuck,
no, he didn't.
The climate was a lot different.
Studies came out about the racial divide trending in the wrong direction in 2013 when Barack Obama was entering his second term, when the Black Lives Matter movement jumped off. Let's not make it seem like Donald Trump led to this big increase in the racial schism in this country. That happened under Barack Obama. Since we want to go there, since we want to go there.
But did it happen?
Since we want to go, it happened. Yes, it did happen. We talk about one-way aggression. You allowed to be openly racist towards one particular group of people, and it's white people. Let's call a spade a spade.
White dudes are pussies.
White men are the issue.
White men are the biggest threat to America. They are.
You got analysts on MSNBC, CNN openly referring to Donald Trump and his voters as Nazis. Nowhere in popular media do you see white people saying the kinds of things that you see people saying about white people on national television, from Joy Reid, Trevor Noah, Don Lemon, over and over again.
But Chuck,
you don't see that anywhere else.
Because you can't get on mainstream media and make light of other races doesn't mean that the racial climate is still not what it is. The
reason why the racial climate is what it is because that's what critical race theory seeks to do. It seeks to polarize for the purpose of finding people who are sympathetic to your cause. And you keep on dividing one group onto itself until you create a group of disenchanted, angry, dysfunctional people that you can then use for the purpose of your liberation. That's not my words. Those are the words of Herbert Marcuse himself. Anybody talking about race in this country or talking about critical race theory and have never heard the writings or the words of Herbert Marcuse, you cannot sit at this table and talk because you don't know the theory, you don't know the science.
But like somebody never heard of them, but in their own eyes, they look out into the world and think, yo, that shit is fishy to me.
I don't give a damn about what you go out in the world and see.
A racial slur was spray painted on the front gate.
Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is dealing with a racist
news found in the garage stall of Bubba Wallace.
See, this is all about narrative weaving and storytelling because they play upon people's emotions and how they feel. If I go to a doctor and tell a man, I feel like I'm having a heart attack, the doctor is going to run a specific set of tests to get to what is actually happening. He has to know the truth. He can't do medical procedures upon me based upon what I tell him I feel. He has to know for a fact. He has to know what he's talking about.
So he has to do a battery test.
He has to do a test because if he does the wrong treatment to me based upon what I feel, he could kill me.
You know, he mentioned Joy Reid, I think, in that clip. And Joy Reid in particular, for years, she was white man this, white man that, white man bad, white man gonna get us, white. And what's really interesting about Joy Reid, after all those years of talking about how horrible the white people are, it wasn't the white people that got her fired.
I think the other piece is Gaza. And you just can't get away from the fact that talking about Gaza in a way that humanizes Palestinians is not the usual way that cable news operates or that any news in this country operates for whatever reason.
What do you mean for whatever reason, Joy? Is it because of white supremacy? Is that? No, it can't be white supremacy running cable news.
That humanizes Palestinians is not the usual way that cable news operates or that any news in this country operates for whatever reason. That topic.
What do you mean for whatever reason? You don't know the reason? You know all about the Gaza conflict, but you don't know the reason why you can't talk about it on your channel? That's weird.
Makes people uncomfortable. And it doesn't make regular folks uncomfortable because I think the majority of Americans agree that what's happening there.
Oh, and Joy Reid got a new job, y'all. Joy Reid's new job is my job. She has a podcast now. Joy Reid is in the podcasting game like all the other girls and boys who got fired from cable news. Joy Reid does what we all do now.
Is not just a genocide, but is unconscionable for us to participate in. I think most Americans believe that, agree with that. But there's a discomfort with that topic that I saw in the policing of my social media, in requests to not like certain things on social media. There was a sense that topic, it makes people uncomfortable.
Saying you want to see innocent men, women, and children not be killed shouldn't make anybody uncomfortable.
It should.
So you can talk about how horrible the white man is. You can prattle on about all of these alleged white man atrocities. You can come up with a list of all the 5 worst white people this week, or you can do all these things, right? But you cannot talk about Gaza. The white man make you do that?
Shouldn't. It didn't with Rwanda. When the Hutu and the Tutsi were slaughtering each other, we very easily in the media said that was a genocide, right? I mean, if you look at what Russia is doing to Ukraine, when they bomb a school or a hospital or a music school, that is reported as barbaric. It's reported as genocidal. When they're stealing Ukrainian children and kidnapping them to Russia, there's moral clarity from the media, and there's no hesitation to say that what Russia is doing is evil. But when it comes to what's happening to the people in Gaza,
who's doing it to them? What's happening to those people, and who is doing it, Joy? Is it the white man doing that? I feel like if the white man was doing that to the people in Gaza, you would talk about it directly. You would call them out by name. You would be like, Tucker Carlson is bombing Gaza. You would get in there very, very particularly, specifically. You would bring out ID cards and high school journals and yearbooks and whatnot. Who is doing this to people in Gaza?
Number one, it isn't talked about that much on U.S. media. If you go overseas, it's on a lot more. And then number two, the way it's spoken about is, I don't know, maybe it's like when a friend is doing something wrong, you don't want to talk about them. You don't want to say anything negative.
What's that friend's name? Can you name the friend? You know what? We're going to leave Joy alone. Joy has taken enough L's in one lifetime. Joy Reid she's had a rough go of it lately. She's kind of coming back for a second time around. It's been hard out here in these streets for Joy.
My show had value, and that, I'm sorry, that what I was doing had value.
I want to be clear that 4 out of the 5 of you last year posted on your social media the words of Dr. King And there are so few folks who actually have studied, who are clear on the theology of freedom of King. Very few of you have read and studied and have sat in Ebenezer Baptist Church. So I would ask you, you keep Dr. King's name out of your mouth. If you like,
you keep my wife's name out your goddamn mouth. Did she really just try to run that?
The words of Dr. King, and there are so few folks who actually have studied, who are clear on the theology of freedom of King. Very few of you have read and studied and have sat in Ebenezer Baptist Church. So I would ask you, you keep Dr. King's name out of your mouth.
And I want to give you a little correction there, Dolomite. That is not a resting bitch face. That is an active bitch face. Her face never rests. It is always active bitch face. Can't help it.
If you, like me and the many scholars who will be watching, studied King, you know that he and the mothers and the fathers of the civil rights movement and of the movement for emancipation, not only
I think a black woman stabbed MLK back in the day, right? Yeah, Albert. Yeah, I thought you typed something else. No, I'm pretty sure he got stabbed by B-Dub back in the day, and a black chick just tried to burn his house down like a year ago. Hey, listen, y'all got beef. I don't understand.
only would be struck by the conversations in this room, but would be shattered by the consequence of lives, of hatred, of abuse of this administration in the name of folks who worked to make this country more free. Children of Abraham, for real. I want to be clear for the young people that are listening today.
Who are the children of Abraham? I think I know what you mean, but I don't know that I know what you mean.
Of abuse of this administration in the name of folks who worked to make this country more free. Children of Abraham, for real. I want to be clear for the young people that
she was just literally going off saying words. Like when I say girls just be doing shit, bro, this is literally what I mean. You just up there saying things now.
Are listening today here in this audience, this conversation is not about an acronym. It's just not.
Yeah, that was rough. I'm glad I don't have to work around a lot of angry chicks, bro. I don't know what I'd do with myself.
Not legal. I mean, don't they got family in Mexico? Like, if you're not gonna come here, yeah, they're not legal. Yeah, it does matter. If I'm driving down the street with no car insurance, they're gonna take me away from my family. They're gonna separate me from my daughter. They're gonna make me call my people, come get my daughter, or they're gonna tow my truck and they're gonna take me to jail. So it's the same thing for them. They want to break the laws. Yeah, you hear with your immediate family. I mean, too bad, so sad. This ain't no naturalization type thing. You gotta come through, you gotta do the right thing. You breaking the laws, you gotta go, you gotta go back to Mexico, Honduras, Venezuela, shit, Ghana, wherever you come from. You ain't come here correctly, go on back home and try to get back in the country the correct way. Because trust me, if we went to your country illegally, you would have detained us too. Get that stuff done the right way, man.
No, get that stuff done the right way is just not practical at the end of the day. People don't.
I don't know why they would not respond. Let me reset that video. It would not pause.
If you're not going to come here.
Okay, there we go. Now, I don't know what it is about. It is, women are like this. Women kind of always are leaning toward helping the stranger and having a, less of a sense of threat and danger than guys do. And so this is another reason why you need like a Black manosphere type of space. Not that he's anything like that. I don't know this guy at all, but the online male space has given voice to a set of arguments that wouldn't otherwise get any air. Like, could you imagine what we would be talking about if all we had is cable news and Hot 97, Power 105 FM radio?
This ain't no naturalization type thing. You gotta come through. You gotta do the right thing. You breaking the laws. You gotta go. You gotta go back to Mexico, Honduras, Venezuela, shit, Ghana, wherever you come from. You ain't come here correctly. Go on back home and try to get back in the country the correct way. Because trust me, if we went to your country illegally, you would have detained us too. Get that stuff done the right way, man.
No, get that stuff done the right way is just not practical at the end of the day. People don't understand what goes into actually trying to get legalized citizenship in the United States. People in the United States couldn't even probably pass the test that you have to take to try to be a legalized citizen in the United States. Also, it's not just people that have criminal records anymore that are getting taken away. There are people who literally have no criminal records that aren't doing anything that
Don't matter, Keisha. Keisha, it don't matter. Because here's what you're not going to do. You're not going to make sure that your son can speak Spanish, so when he goes out to get a job, he doesn't get caught off guard at the bilingual workplace, right? That's what you're not going to do. But you're going to let them just come in and set up shop and change things for their way, right? You're going to let them overwhelm you and outnumber you.
are getting detained. There was a college student. She's in college getting a degree. I forgot exactly what her degree was in, but she gets pulled over for a traffic stop where the cops admitted that they pulled her over wrongly. Like, she was not supposed to be pulled over. She didn't do anything wrong. And now she was sitting detained by ICE because of her illegal status. Mind you, this girl has probably been here since she was like 2 years old. Nobody, like, you know what I'm saying? She didn't have the choice of if she wanted to come here or not in the first place. It's just like, whenever you're trying to say, okay, we're going to take away the rapists and the people that's dealing drugs and got records, that's one thing. But then when you're taking people that have not done anything wrong away, that are just trying to better their life, and putting them in a country that some have they don't even know nothing about, that's dangerous. It's crazy.
What that got to do with me, Keisha? I need you to explain to me what that got to do with me.
But Black power starts with Black women. It just does.
Crazy. It doesn't make any sense. I don't agree with it at all.
You keep saying that they're not criminals when they actively are doing something illegal every day. Yes, you're a criminal. That's her fault.
No,
if you want to come over here,
how is
get it done correctly.
How are you committing a crime if you came here at 2 months old? And
It's illegal.
But it's like, you're not committing that crime. Somebody else did, and now you're just here as a result of it. So what do you?
Be mad at your mama. Blame your tío. Don't matter.
You're supposed to do now. You don't know anything about the country that you were born in at that point. I mean, no, it's just that's crazy.
You got family over there. You might not know nothing, but you got family over there, so you're gonna be A-okay. Trust me, you're gonna be A-okay.
That's crazy. I feel like people.
And you know what's interesting about this type of conversation, if you think about it, like, especially like in these parts, we watch a lot of gender war content. Black women care more about the illegal immigrants than they do about their own regular average Black men. Just the everyday run-of-the-mill Black guy, the concept of your fellow Black man. They care actually more about the illegals than they do the brothers. It's really dark when you think about it.
People think that until they were, if you were in that situation, then you would not think the way that you're thinking right now.
We're going to move on. Do you believe that America should be a colorblind society? For instance, should people be treated differently based on their race? It's just a yes or no question.
It's not a yes or no question.
It's a yes or no question.
It is a, as I said in the beginning of my testimony, America
yes or
has
no
not done
fine.
right by indigenous peoples, by Black people, by Asian American and Pacific Islander
Should people be treated differently based on their race? Yes or no?
People should receive the services and the support and the remedies that
So
are
your answer
owed to
is
them.
that they should be treated differently.
That nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay.
Based on their race.
They should receive the remedies that are owed to them because of the systemic racism and injustice.
Do you believe that race should be considered in employer hiring practices?
I do not believe that white people are the only qualified people for jobs.
I didn't say that. Nobody said that. I asked you if race should be considered in employer hiring practices. And you're not going to intimidate me by slandering me as a racist.
You're also, I did not call you a racist.
No,
You're not going to intimidate me by insisting that I called you a
straightforward
racist.
question. It's a yes or no question. Should race be considered in employer hiring practices? Yes or no?
I believe that diversity ought to be considered as companies and other organizations attempt to reflect their customers,
I'll take that as a yes.
our country.
I'll take that as a yes. Which race do you think should be preferred?
I do not think that a single race should be preferred.
You just said that you believe that race should be considered in employer hiring practices.
I don't know. There's going to be a transcript of this hearing. I didn't say that in that way.
Okay, why don't you explain what you believe?
Literally did say it in that way.
I do not think that a single race should attempt to reflect
considered in employer hiring practices. Yes or no?
I believe that diversity ought to be considered as companies and other organizations attempt to reflect their customers, our country.
I'll take that as a yes. Which race do you think should be preferred?
I do not think that a single race should be preferred.
You just said that you believe that race should be considered in employer hiring practices.
I don't know. There's going to be a transcript of this hearing. I didn't say that in that way.
Okay, why don't you explain what you believe?
What I said and what I believe is that the demographic composition of workplaces,
which
our nation's military,
by
and
demographic
so on,
composition,
our Congress ought to reflect the diversity of the United States of America.
Demographic composition, racial demographic. Is that what you're?
If that were the case, then we wouldn't have all the black representation that we have. We would actually have less black representation. If it was going to reflect the true black population density or whatever, you wouldn't see that many black people on TV. You wouldn't see that many black people in, high visible positions like the police captains and the mayors and whatnot. It seems like we are way more visible than our population density would require for just raw diversity purpose, right?
You're saying
racial, gender.
Okay, so race should be a factor in employer hiring practices. Yeah, that's what you're saying, is it not?
Organizations ought to attempt to match the diversity of their.
Hopping around the question.
No,
you don't want to
I am answering quite straightforwardly.
Who
as a
gets
matter
to
of fact,
determine which races are preferred?
I already told you I don't have a single racial group.
You just told me that you believe that the racial demographic makeup should be taken into account in hiring practices,
and it should be reflected in all levels of companies and other organizations.
But what does that actually mean in practice, though? And see, this is how these guys get to, hide the truth and kind of skirt the law a little bit, because they'll have a vague policy and then they'll kind of just on a personal level hector whoever's in charge of a certain thing and make sure that they get the message that you're not supposed to hire any more white men, right? Now, they won't ever have it written down explicitly, but that's kind of the goal. It's been the goal of everything. We've kind of been talking about that a lot lately on this channel, how the entire point of liberalism seems to be remove power from white men, at least since the end of World War II. That's been the focus of liberalism, is white men gotta chill. Speaking of white men.
So I'm going to explain to you the pipeline of the pro-black girl with the white boyfriend. A lot of people seem to not understand this and how this could happen, but I'm going to explain it to you step by step. So basically, the pro-black girl has reached far lengths of being pro-black and woke, to the point that she cannot relate to other black people in her community. She became too woke for them. Like, for example, a lot of people were shocked by this because Nikki Giovanni is known for being super pro-black. What I think happened to her is that she became like far too well-read in these topics and far too knowledgeable, to the point where she literally cannot relate to it with other black people around her. Like, because the thing is, most black people are not really.
Now, I think you got to understand what she's really trying to express here. And I think there's some validity to it. I'm gonna play a clip for you. I had a brief appearance on the Chaotic Truth show, but it was too chaotic. I didn't really want to stick around any longer. But I mentioned the chaotic. There's a reason, a huge reason why I'm just not an ideological pro-black the way the term is commonly understood. Because there are certain things baked into it that I don't think people have fully understood. And so what she's talking about, like I was making that point in reference to the women and how the women kind of have some sort of authority to look at you crazy, have a right to judge your failure and all that. It's written into the rules of your scheme if you really look at it closely. And so I rejected on those grounds, among other grounds too. But now she is kind of coming at the argument from a different angle, saying that if you run wokeness till its logical conclusion, the women will be incompatible with the vast majority of men in their own group.
So I'm going to explain to you the pipeline of the pro-black girl with the white boyfriend. A lot of people seem to not understand this and how this could happen, but I'm going to explain it to you step by step. So basically, the pro-black girl has reached far lengths of being pro-black and woke, to the point that she cannot relate to other black people in her community. She became too woke for them. Like, for example, a lot of people were shocked by this because Nikki Giovanni is known for being super pro-black. What I think happened to her is that she became like far too well read in these topics and far too knowledgeable, to the point where she literally cannot relate to it with other black people around her. Like, because the thing is, most black people are not really that woke. And if you start talking about like real woke topics, they'll low-key like make fun of you. There's a reason why this guy was like so lonely. He could not relate to anyone around him in his community. Everybody thought he was crazy or weird or strange.
You know what? If the Boondocks comes back, it would make perfect sense that Huey gets with a loyal Becky. It would be the turn of the century, but if you think about the big picture of it, Huey Freeman getting a loyal Becky and having him some nice beige pro-black. What's that nigga name? What's that beige nigga name that's trying to start a beige movement? Pan-Africanism, something like that. Pan-mulattoism. Huey Newton is going to start the pan-mulatto movement with his beige Becky. I'm telling you, it would make perfect sense now that I think about it. She's explaining it. It does kind of fall in. It all fits in.
When I die, I'ma go to Snow Bunny heaven. Snow Bunny heaven.
Nobody related to him because he was just too pro-black. He was too strict in their perspective. This low-key happened to me when I was 17 and I got super deep into pro-black topics, to the point where I literally couldn't relate to other black people anymore because I was simply too militant. You know what I'm saying? Like, being too militant can actually make you alone.
A lot of these women are too militant. According to this East African Somali forehead chick right here, a lot of these women are too militant. That's another word for masculine. Militant and masculine. They seem to be flowing in a similar direction here. The manosphere has been right about everything. Just keep getting proven right over and over and over again. Oh, you know, since we're doing all this random blackity black stuff, you're going to love this guy. I can't believe we've been kind of downgraded. Really, we have been downgraded. A couple of years ago, there was an article that came out that said straight black men are the white people of black people, right? And so for straight black men, you know, you're like the white man, basically. Now, this brother lover, he is saying that straight black men are, in fact, the white women of black people. We got demoted, y'all.
Black men are really the white women of the black community. Like, think about it. Black men are
protected and infantilized by black women, just like white men infantilize and protect white women. We both uphold and conform to patriarchy, even though it's a system that really was never made for us to begin with. And this last one is the most egregious one, in my opinion. We both take the credit for things that black women have already done. We took the paychecks from our wives when it was hard for us to find work after we got emancipated from slavery. And we did it in order for us to feel like we were less emasculated and more in control of our lives. And we took credit for the work done by black women and gay men during the civil rights movement and almost completely abandoned their needs after we felt like we got what we needed. And even in the church, the women setting up bake sales, teaching Sunday school, and overall just helping the church to work like a well-oiled machine for years never got the credit they were due because it was given to the pastors and the deacons. I would never understand why we get so upset with our women when they want more from us, when they want us to be more supportive of them, when they supported us.
If straight black men are the white men, no, I'm sorry. If straight black men are the white women of the black community, are straight black women the white men of the black community? Is that how that works, Red Illusion? Because if we're the women, wouldn't that make the women the men then? I mean, it's all really confusing, but we're trying. We're learning together. That's what's important. We are learning together. Master Keisha. Hey, Red, you know what? And this is why I made this meme myself. This meme didn't live in the world until I created it. And it will never die. This is really the truth of things right here. If you had told the black man during the last days of slavery that you're just going to wind up enslaved by the black woman, that nigga might have stayed in the fields with the cotton, bro. He might have went back to the he might have went back to Master House like, listen, let's just work out an arrangement. I'm just saying, bro. I don't think niggas knew what they had coming. It was crazy out here, man. It was crazy. Y'all actually didn't have it that bad, maybe.
Us for years. Black men need to start holding ourselves accountable, especially those that don't abide by patriarchy and aren't misogynistic, because unfortunately, there's the brothers that don't know or refuse to learn are not going to listen to this kind of stuff from women.
Not going to listen to this kind of stuff from you either, nigga. Why would I listen to this kind of stuff from you, bro? I don't even know you. I don't trust you, and I'm suspicious about your upbringing.
That nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay.
Bro, you know what's so crazy? I wake up every single day, and before I leave the house and go anywhere in public, I load up my firearm for black people. Not saying that no other race won't do nothing or no shit like that, but ultimately, bro, I'm not worrying about a white nigga or a Mexican nigga when I go out in public. I'm worried about niggas, bro. Like, you might walk into a store and the nigga might look at you the wrong way, and now y'all niggas beefing just because this nigga looked at you the wrong type of way. Like, this shit is crazy as hell. Like, think about this shit, bro. Like, I can go somewhere and a white person to speak to you like, hey, how you doing? But you go anywhere and see a group of niggas, it like you automatically got to get on 10. Like, niggas damn near don't want to speak or none of this shit. Like, bro, this shit is crazy as fuck. What the fuck is wrong with us, bro? Like, this shit need to stop.
No lie.
Like, my nigga.
No lie. There have been times where I've been like walking somewhere and I can see off in the yonder a bunch of niggas on the street corner or, you know, on the block or whatever. And I walk to the other side of the street. Not that I know for a fact that these niggas is up to no good. I just don't want to physically be that close to these niggas. I swear to God, I just physically don't want to be around them.
I was just at the beach, right? And the little chick I was with, she had said some shit out the window. And the niggas heard it, bro. Like, it automatically became tension between us. Like, me and my homeboy got out of the car, and them niggas just looking, clutching and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit crazy than a motherfucker. But you go out in public, every other race goddamn speak to you, but it's us that goddamn be trying to destroy each other, gang. That shit is wild as a motherfucker when you sit here and think about it. Like, What the fuck is wrong with us, bro?
I feel your pain, bro. He having one of those Plato's cave moments. He peeked out the cave a little bit, and he like, bro, this shit is. I think we're messed up. I know what it's like, bro. I know what it's like to peek out the cave for the first time ever, and then now you got ducked back in because it blinded you a little bit. I know, bro. Niggas be tripping, bro. Niggas be tripping. I know, bro. I know your pain. I know what you're feeling, my brother.
These blacks.
And it's slow. But let's just remember too, the Iranians literally throw gay people off of buildings. They don't adhere to basic human rights.
Listen, here's the thing. Let's not do that. Let's do this.
Let's do this real quick. Let me ask the chat a question. Is it better to be black in America or gay in Iran? Like, who's in more danger? Just, on a regular day-to-day, just, living my life, doing what I do. Who has a harder time? Is it better to be black in America or gay in Iran? Because Whoopi says being black in America is just like or even worse than being gay in Iran. And this is the thing I don't think people really appreciate. As a black person in America, as a native slave blood black American, I would rather be black American than white in the majority of white countries. Yeah, you heard me. You heard me. I would rather be black American in America than be white in a majority of white countries. Would you rather be a nigga or a Ukrainian, bro? Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Would you rather be a nigga right now? Not even like a fabulous nigga. Not even an amazing super nigga. Not even that one nigga in 10,000. Just a regular old random ass run-of-the-mill NIGGA. You can get drunk and smoke weed all day. Would you rather be a nigga or just your average random Ukrainian? Do you know how good we got it right now, bro? I don't think niggas understand how good we got it. Your average black American has a better life than a lot of white people in white countries. Never mind the gays in the Muslim countries.
That, because if we start with that, we have been known in this country to tie gay folks to the car.
Where the Iranian regime is 2 days, is nothing compared to the United States.
Hanging black people. So
it is not even the same. I couldn't step foot during this.
Wait. That's not what you mean to say. It is the same.
No, it's not. The year 2025 in the United States is nothing like if I step foot wearing this outfit into Iran. Killed for
I'm sorry.
What they wear like
listen,
I can't have my hair showing. I can't wear a skirt. I can't have my.
And you know what's funny about this right here? A white woman, we're going to air quotes white because she's an Iranian. Technically, she's OG white. If she's like an Iranian, she's an Aryan. That makes her kind of OG white. But a white woman just out-victimed a black woman. In public, on live TV, in front of a studio audience, we all saw it happen. A white woman just out-victimed a black woman.
When I die, I'ma go to Snow Bunny Heaven. Snow Bunny Heaven.
Yeah, Aryan means OG white, and technically Iran loosely emanates from the word Aryan, so that's where the OG whites kind of used to be back in the day.
I'm telling you,
I literally said it was up to the Iranian people.
Yes,
it is up to them.
And that's why I am saying that it is the same. Murdering someone for their difference is not good. Whoever does it, it's not good. So that's why I said you weren't saying what I heard was not what you meant.
I think
that's-
it's very different.
How you gonna tell this white woman? How you gonna tell this Aryan woman what she meant? You think this Aryan woman don't know what she meant? You think she don't know her own Aryan mind? Bunker TV wants to know, what is a foundational white Wakandan? Yeah, we got those over here, bro. We got those. Don't hate, bro. We're not even flexing or nothing. We just roll like that.
Different to live in the United States in 2025 than it is to live in Iran.
Not if you're black.
Not for everybody.
Not if you're black.
Guys, don't go to Tehran. Do not anyone at the table should go to Tehran.
Let me tell you about being in this country. This is the greatest country in the world. But yeah, I know that. I know that. And we all know that. But every day we are worried. Do we have to be worried about our kids? Are our kids going to get shot because they're running through somebody's neighborhood?
But that's not really the worry, though. I mean, and this is why I hate the TV professional black class, because it's their job to get everybody to pretend that something else is happening. Most of those black kids getting shot in those neighborhoods are getting shot by other black kids. The police is not out here on a lynch mob or whatever. And to tell you the truth, I have a 12-year-old black son. I really do not worry about him running around getting shot by the police. No, it's just it's not on his list of activities.
They are not big deals, and I don't mean to say they're not big deals to you, because that's not what I meant.
And they are not doing well there either. They are not doing well in Iran. They are not educated. They cannot
talking about
they
the
cannot
United
be filmed.
States.
I'm talking about here.
Nobody wants to diminish the very real problems we have in this country. That is no one's intent.
Good.
But I think it's important we remember there are places much darker than this country and people who deserve rights.
Not
and we
everybody.
Yeah. You tell that black woman that there are white people who struggle more than your black ass. You let that black queen know that there are white people who are oppressed out here. And then there are gays getting thrown off the buildings in Iran too. Yeah,
It feels that way. Not everybody feels that way. Listen, I'm sorry. When you think about,
they are having an actual victim off, bro. This is actually amazing TV if you think about it. Like, how often do you get to witness a pure victim off? It's like, I'm the biggest victim. No, I'm the biggest victim. They hate me. I don't even know why. I know exactly why they hate me, and it's terrible. Well, they're gonna throw me off the building. Well, they used to drag me from the back of a truck. Well, they're gonna put a bomb on my chest. Well, they made me pick cotton for free. They're having the best victim off ever right now. This is like an MTV claymation fight.
They not talking about the United States.
I'm talking about here.
Nobody wants to diminish the very real problems we have in this country. That is no one's intent.
Good.
But I think it's important we remember there are places much darker than this country and people who deserve rights.
Not everybody feels that way. Not everybody feels that way. Listen, I'm sorry.
Red Illusion says black women are losing their rank. White women see weakness. Oh man, you know what happens when women see weakness, bro? They will literally gut you and leave you to die. Blame you for your own weakness, bro. That's how women are.
Sorry, when you think about the fact that we got the vote in 1965.
Okay, they don't have free and fair elections in Iran. It's not even the same universe. They can't go out of their house. Women,
you know what? There's no way I can make you understand.
Let me try something.
She tapped out. She tapped out. She couldn't do it. Whoopi Goldberg lost her first victim off ever to a white woman. Shout out to Becky from Iran.
When I die, I'ma go to Snow Bunny Heaven. Snow Bunny Heaven.
Whoopi lost the victim off to Persian Becky. Persian Becky was not hearing it. She was like, no, all right, it's worse in my country. It's bad. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're just a black woman. You don't even know anything.
These blacks.
She went ham. Quietly, though. Quietly. She made her tap out. She made Whoopi tap out. That's crazy.
Listen, I'm sorry. You know, when you think about the fact that we got the vote in 1965.
But okay, they don't have free and fair elections in Iran. It's not even the same universe.
It's not even the same universe. Oh, you got to vote in 1965 for the first time. We have never voted. Ever. Talk about you voted in 1965. This bitch over here balling. Talk about you voted in 65. We never do that. What do you mean?
They can't go out of their house. The women,
you know what? There's no way I can make you understand.
Let me try something.
It's like,
yo, Whoopi folded, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, thank you for that, Bunker TV. I'm kind of proud of that little rant I went on earlier with Ironheart, man. That was some crap. The Ironheart video is really crap. And I saw something on X earlier about the origin of Ironheart and the actual canon. It's bad. It's just as bad as the TV show. I was 1,000% correct, Bunker. Her origin story is crap. She does not have proper motivation. But anyway, we're not going to get off track with that. But thank you for that compliment.
It's like try to reverse roles with a black person in this country, let's say, because I think that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
Just try to understand from their point of view. From that point of view, this country does not do them well. Does not go for them.
I completely acknowledge that.
And we shouldn't compare
atrocities. If you're talking about Iran, of course, is doing worse things. But relatively speaking,
Joy, you know
it feels bad.
Okay, but I think you know that Iran is significantly
I guess we're going to come back and talk. We're going to come back and talk more about this.
And I know what happened.
Look, you and your crusty white homegirl Joy, you could not overcome the power of Persian Becky. I'm telling you, Persian Becky, that's that OG whiteness. She is the original white king.
Wait, what? Great. Now, what's our motto? We was king. We was kings.
You don't even know what you're up against. I think Persia is where chess was invented. Whoopi didn't even know what she was going up against.
This is America.
Catholic
and the problem is we're not dealing with America's original sin and its disease of hate and racism towards black and brown people and sexism towards women and anti-LGBTQ sentiment. We are not dealing with that. Your colleagues in the Republican Party do not hold each other accountable when it comes to the racism that comes from the party on a consistent basis.
Congressman, I mean, where are you on
You know, I had a thought the other night, and I want to express this to you now as a real-time example. Every time a straight black man, because for one, there are so many gay black men on the side of the whole racism thing at this point. Every time a straight black man attempts to argue the racism issue, they tend to kind of look a little bit gay. There's just something gay about a straight black man crying to a white man about, you don't do nothing about the racism of your people. And it hurts. It fucking hurts. There's something really gay about it. I'm telling you.
This is America.
Catholic
and the problem is we're not dealing with America's original sin and its disease of hate and racism towards black and brown people and sexism towards women and anti-LGBTQ sentiment. We are not dealing with that. Your colleagues in the Republican Party do not hold each other accountable when it comes to the racism that comes from the party on a consistent basis.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm coming from, Red, because men historically don't bitch and moan when they actually face oppression. Two things happen when you face oppression. As a man, these are your two choices in life, really. In the face of oppression, You either get back to work or you go to war. Those are your options. Anything less is undignified and unmanly. You either get back to work or you go to war. You're not ready to go to war? Well, get your bitch ass back in line.
Congressman, I mean, where are you on?
You
where are
can't
the
be calm
assassination
about this. I'm a black man in America. The reason why heart disease.
I'm white. I can't comment.
Listen to what I'm saying. The reason why heart disease and cancer and
racist.
obesity
I can't
and
comment on
diabetes are bigger in the black community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day. If your colleagues would listen and try to learn and engage and grow and stop being so hateful, we could have a better country.
Jamal.
But unfortunately, we're
literally the words of a woman. Do you hear this? Literally the words of a woman. This is the type of shit that your wife learns in therapy, and then she fucking sand traps you with that shit when you're having an argument. If you would just listen and learn, we could have a better marriage, and then we could take that vacation in Jamaica like you've been promising me. This nigga literally channeling the words of an auntie right now, a college auntie too.
What I'm saying, the reason why heart disease and cancer and obesity and diabetes are bigger in the black community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day. If your colleagues would
Whoa. Getting called the N-word gives you cancer, bro? Getting called the N-word gives you cancer. I feel like I want to run an experiment with the chat, but I don't want it to go too viral. Just in case it really does cause cancer, I don't want to be responsible for that. But I'm really tempted to run an experiment in the chat. Unlimited power like a mother. I'm trying to tell you. Unlimited power. Bruh, didn't I tell you it was a magical word? I told y'all it was a magical word. We haven't even begun to tap the raw cosmic energy of the N-word. It's like one of those it's the infinity stone of niggas, basically. And I know it's not a real stone, but look. That one thing from Thor 2, what was that thing? That was an infinity stone too. It wasn't a real stone. It was some kind of amorphous thing. And I'm saying that the N-word is the Negro equivalent of an infinity stone. Unlimited power. Out here giving niggas cancer, melanoma, high blood pressure. Call you a coon, you're gonna get sickle cell. I'm telling you, don't mess around with me, nigga. I will curse your ass.
listen and try to learn and engage and grow.
Look, here we are with the therapy words again. You could tell his wife made him go to therapy. His wife dragged him to sit in front of an old Jewish lady and explain the feelings to one another. They had to sit in front of Dr. Ruth. You remember Dr. Ruth? I'm old now. You know, when I was a kid, Dr. Ruth used to be on TV talking about doing the nasty. He learned words in therapy now. He's trying to use his therapy words on us because his wife used it on him.
It would be called the N-word directly or indirectly every day. If your colleagues would listen and try to learn and engage and grow and stop being so hateful, we could have a better country.
Jamal.
But unfortunately, we're still here.
Jamal,
it's coming from one.
Jamal, I feel your passion and I understand where you're coming from. Sincerely, I really, really do. It happens on both sides, Jamal. You might think it happens more on your side. Jamal, when I leave the show, Jamal, you should see my Twitter feed.
And they're acquitted. Rodney King, Abner Louima, Eric Gardner, Trayvon Martin, black cops.
Now, to be fair, the Abner Louima thing was the one thing that was kind of like, y'all niggas really wilding.
In Memphis, it's not the same. And I don't want to qualify or quantify pain. That's not what I'm talking about. Everyone goes through pain. But the racism in this country is the disease that will destroy us. And it's destroying us right now as we speak.
You're a divided
January
country.
6th,
100%.
everybody was pardoned. Everybody's pardoned. Right.
Not only is he that guy, SKC, he says Bowman isn't that the guy who tried to pass a hip hop bill stating that rap taught him more than he learned in K through 12? Yeah. He's also the fire alarm guy. He pulled the fire alarm to stop a vote because they were going to lose a vote. So he said, let me pull the fire alarm. That'll stop them.
Riots in LA, they're insurrectionists. But we pardoned everyone January 6th.
So, Congressman,
This
I was
is
there
America.
January 6th. I was evacuated January 6th. That was not a racist incident. I don't know why you're making that.
My man was
connection.
walking through the Capitol with a
I was
Confederate
there.
flag.
I was evacuated, Congressman.
What does the Confederate flag represent?
Come on, Congressman.
I'm asking you a question.
This is one of those hot takes, right? This is one of those takes. You know that meme where you got the all the knives pointed at you? This is one of those takes, but I'm going to take it because I take those takes like that. I take that with the hot takes. You know what I mean? The Confederate flag is an American flag, and you can kiss my ass. How about that? The Confederate flag is an American flag.
This was about a riot in the Capitol.
When you erect a wooden cross in American history, what does that mean? Google black lynchings in the South and watch the images that come up with black people hanging from trees and white people looking and eating sandwiches. This is America. Are we going to deal with it or not? Why are you in denial?
Stop it. I'm not saying.
Let me let Mark respond.
The Civil War was a war between brothers. The American South is still America. The Confederates were still Americans. Those were still our brothers. We had to fight because sometimes brothers fight and it's terrible and it's awful, but shit happens. And I'm going to say it definitively for the last time. The Confederate flag is an American flag. Hang it right beneath the stars and stripes for all I care. Just don't put it on the top. That's a little offensive. Losers get second place. Wow, that East African, Ethiopian, Somalian forehead, that Eritrean forehead is undefeated. It really is. It's almost iconic. The East African, Ethiopian, Eritrean, Somalian forehead. It's an amazing thing. You can spot it from a block away.
Black America. Ethiopian here with a message for you.
Did not tell you? I had him as Somalian, honestly. Somalian, Ethiopian. There's a little corner of Africa where you all kind of genetically rub shoulders together.
This is going to be about as important of a message as any. And I hope that you lend me an ear. I understand that we have our differences. I understand the grievances that we have.
I can already tell by his somber tone. He's looking into the camera like he's trying to save his marriage. He picked out his afro just nice and everything. I can tell this nigga about to say some bullshit. I already know. That's the face niggas make when they got to say some bullshit and they want you to let them slide, though. That's exactly the face niggas make when they know they're about to say something retarded, but they really hoping that you let them live. And shout out to True Hype with the 5-ball. Thank you for coming through. Did Rodney King ever drunk drive again after the cops beat him up? Just asking. It's a good question. It's a good question. Gonna have to look into that. I do not know, but bullying does work, so I'd be surprised if he ever did that shit again.
As a people from Africa and a people in America, I want to ask you to look past that for 1 second and just hear me out. Right off the bat, I want to acknowledge one thing. For those of you who consider yourself indigenous to America, I want you to know that I respect you. I respect your heritage, your history, and your claim. And I also understand that you will never leave America. You would rather fight and die for this land, and that is commendable, and it is your prerogative. My message to all of you melanated people, my people, is this. Consider a mass exodus to Africa. Hear me out. Before you skip the video, just lend me an ear. Allow me to explain.
I'm gonna listen to this long ass video because we're doing a thing over here, but I would have never, nigga. Never. This is why I don't stop and talk to random people on the street who try to engage me in stupid conversations. Like, if I didn't know you before, I don't want to know you in the next 5 minutes, nigga.
In this country, for over 600 years, you have been held captive in your own land by a people who refuse to acknowledge your humanity. A people who refuse.
Held captive? What do you mean held captive? This nigga just called us slaves, bro. What do you mean held captive? You acting like I can't leave? You can't like I can't just go anywhere? He really think we still picking cotton. This is why there's an FBA movement that is just generally growing disgusted with non-American Black people. And I'm kind of trying to encourage it in my own way because the FBA movement is very misguided in some ways, but I like the idea that Black Americans are taking the old school white attitude of, I don't like these foreigners. You understand? I don't like these foreigners is an American attitude. We had to get propagandized out of that shit. That is a natural American spirit. And I like the fact that Black Americans are getting back to our natural American roots. I don't like these foreign niggas. I don't like how they look at me.
To accept you as equals. While today they hold $138 trillion in net worth, you have 5.9. I tell you what, though, that is still a hell of an accomplishment. With that in mind, I also understand, and you also understand, the only way to get equality and your land back in America is civil war. Because politically, it's never going to happen. Here's my thing. What if I told you the greatest way to defeat colonialism in America is not with your blood, but with your absence? What if I told you that you have an alternative to civil war? What if I told you that alternative is Africa?
What if I told you we're the colonists now? Yeah. This is what I meant when I was talking about the Buffalo Soldiers the other day. We are the empire now. And the entire point of Black politics has always been to get Black people to not see themselves as a part of the empire. And listen, membership has benefits, right? Nothing is perfect, and there are things we have to fight for in our own thing, and that's fair and that's fine. But we're the colonists, we're the empire now, and we should act like it. And by act like it, I mean deport the Africans too.
Hear me out. Your community is worth $5.9 trillion. If you today decided to band together under one accord as a Black people in America and decided to conduct a mass exodus to Africa.
Why would we do that? And we're already, a Black people in America. Y'all want to come here and fake like us, bro. We good here. We don't like every little thing that's over here, but we're good here.
Let me show you what you can build for yourself with just a fraction of your wealth.
This nigga about to show me Wakanda. Freeman's Journal. It doesn't matter that I'll never be white. He about to show me Wakanda, Freeman. Listen. Does it matter if he'll never be white? We can build Wakanda. Let's look at Wakanda.
Here's what 14 billion African dollars can build in Africa.
And mind you, he's not even talking about African dollars. He's talking about Black Americans bringing our American dollars to Africa and then building Wakanda.
Keep in mind, your net worth is 5.9 trillion USD. This is what 14 billion African dollars can build.
Just over 60 kilometers south of Nairobi, on the way to the port city of Mombasa, sits the site of Kenya's newest smart city, Kanza Technopolis. The vision of the Kenyan government is to build a broader city from scratch to bring research universities, industry, and government together. The city will be modeled after Silicon Valley in the United States, so it has been nicknamed the African Silicon Savannah. Kanza Technopolis, previously called Kanza Technology City, has been in development for 15 years, and it is set to position Kenya as a technology leader in Africa and globally.
Look at all this digital CGI shit. Ain't none of it real. None of it's real. Oh my God, this nigga selling me Wakanda.
In 2008, plans for Kanza City were first revealed as part of Kenya's Vision 2030, a government-led development program with the declared goal of transforming Kenya into a middle-income country, providing a high-quality life to all its citizens by the year 2030. Since its construction in
Damn, that's just like 5 years. In 5 years, Kenya will be like a real country. Is that what you mean? I don't understand what you just said right there.
Globally. In 2008, plans for Kanza City were first revealed as part of Kenya's Vision 2030, a government-led development program with the declared goal of transforming Kenya into a middle-income country, providing a high-quality life to all its citizens by the year 2030. Since its construction in
Is that high quality by African standards or high quality by American standards, right? Like, because American standards, like high quality by American standards, you know, we have some really, really fine, high quality stuff here. Like some of the things I've seen in my travels, like, oh my God, I can't believe people live like this. You know what I mean? Or is it high quality by Nairobi standards? It's a whole other type of standard, you know? It's levels to this shit.
2019, the project has created more than 400 jobs and trained more than 100 local workers and engineers. Being developed at a cost of $14.5 billion, the city is planned to cover more than 2,000 hectares when fully finished. The project will be Kenya's future hub for business process outsourcing.
I need to Google this word one day, but what is a hectare? Every now and then I hear that word get used, and I need to learn that word officially. What is a hectare? I know it's some type of land measurement.
Software development, data centers, disaster recovery centers, call centers, and light assembly manufacturing industries. As a flagship project for Kenya's Vision 2030 for economic development, Kanza is planned to be a world-class city, powered by a thriving information, communications, and technology sector and reliable infrastructure. Kanza City's master plan follows a stitch framework, consisting of a mixed-use bar that runs east to west off Mombasa Highway.
Hit that like button, y'all. Throw $1 in the hat, man. We got to support the new Wakanda. Throw $1 in the hat so we can give money to Africa. We have to build Wakanda, all right? If he's grifting, I'm grifting too. Throw $1 in the hat so we can support the new Wakanda people. Wakanda forever starts with you.
It intersects with a series of program bands that run north to south. These bands include areas dedicated to a university, residential spaces, science and technology, and offices. The city will also host commercial buildings, hotels, entertainment centers, a science park, a convention center, shopping malls, schools, and hospitals. An important component of this sprawling technology hub is the inclusion of general and affordable housing for people working and living within the Technopolis, as well as affordable housing for students. But what...
You know, foundational white Wakandan raises an interesting point. He he says whites built Wakanda, and I know you're trolling, but think about the future Wakanda they're trying to build in Kenya. I feel like they'd probably import the actual manual labor to do most of the construction. Like they will literally import Mexicans. I wonder if that's the deal Trump is working out. We're gonna collect all the illegals in America and send them to Kenya to build Wakanda.
Truly sets Kanza Technopolis apart is its commitment to sustainability. The city is not just smart, it's green. From double-glazed windows and solar panels to rainwater collection, clean sanitation, and waste management, every aspect of Kanza Technopolis is designed for efficiency and eco-friendliness. The focus on green building practices and sustainable materials ensures a clean environment, efficient use of water, and reduced greenhouse gas emissions.
Yo, I have never seen this much 3D. This is like being at a corporate meeting or something. We are just watching projections of the future right now. None of this is real. This is just straight up Wakandan fantasism. Stan Lee really done got to niggas' heads, bro. I'm telling you, man. Stan Lee done did a number on niggas' heads, bro. And thank you. Shout out to SKC with the $10 super chat for the Negro Land Dreams. We must be free. Not only do we need to be free.
Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Yes.
Shout out to SKC, man. Be like the big homie SKC, the big brother Coon. Smash that super chat button for me, y'all. Smash the super chat button for Wakanda, y'all.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
Midwest Request with the $2 super chat says foundational white Wakandan has the blueprint. He probably does.
With ample green
You don't want to share it with niggas though.
Allocated, Kanza Technopolis is expected to be a walkable city, one that includes high-quality public spaces, active and varied amenities, and short commute times between destinations. Moreover,
they're gonna build a monorail. Oh shit, they're gonna build a monorail in Africa. You heard what he said, right? Short commute times between destinations. Where have we heard that before? Africa gonna get a monorail before California.
City, one that includes high-quality public spaces, active and varied amenities, and short commute times between destinations. Moreover, Kanza Technopolis is fostering urban farming technologies to bolster food
Did you hear
security
that?
and contribute
Did you hear
to
the name? Kanza Technopolis. Dick Thug with the $5 super chat says those are China's plans. Can you imagine the meeting in Beijing? And we call it Kanza Technopolis. They named it Kanza Technopolis. No, bro, listen.
Commute times between destinations. Moreover, Kanza Technopolis.
Kanza Technopolis, bro. That's yo. They are on the edge of calling it Wakanda. They are literally on the edge of just calling it straight up Wakanda, bro. Kanza Technopolis. Oh, what the hell is that? Oh my god. What are we even doing anymore? Oh shit, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Not the Kanza Technopolis. Oh shit, no.
Commute times between destinations. Moreover, Kanza Technopolis is fostering urban farming technologies to bolster food security and contribute to wildlife preservation within its expansive 1,000-acre wildlife corridor.
Hold up. This how I know y'all niggas capping. Let me show you something real quick.
Contribute to wildlife preservation.
That's an orangutan. That is an orangutan. All right, chat. Chat. I don't even want to hog all the glory. I want the chat to have a little bit of fun too. Chat. Why is it funny that there's an orangutan in this video? Boys and girls, do you know why this orangutan is in this video? Or why the orangutan should not be in this video? I have been watching the Discovery Channel and Animal Planet and random nature documentaries all of my life. My mom always had cable. And for you to put an orangutan right in the middle of the documentary, I feel like you're a Nigerian scammer now. I know you're an Ethiopian, but you're a Nigerian scammer. Because, thank you, orangutans are not even native to the African continent. They don't even belong in Wakanda. Why do you niggas have orangutans in Wakanda? These niggas lying, bro. This is what I'm telling you, bro. That's why we got to deport these niggas, man. We got to send these niggas back. All they do is cat, bro.
Farming technologies to bolster food security and contribute to wildlife preservation within its expansive 1,000-acre wildlife corridor. As a smart city, Kanza will integrate a network of smart devices and sensors in the urban environment, roads, and buildings. Kanza's residents will...
Hold on. I just read that. Okay. Oh, y'all niggas is killing me. St. Nick's with the 2 ball. He says, OCP's Delta City, Wakanda. Dick Jones is the mayor. Oh, God, that would be so dope. Oh, man, that would be hilarious. Dick Jones, the mayor of Wakanda. Oh, shout out to my man St. Nick's with the $2 super chat, man. SKC says they grow synthetic cotton. Bro, wow. What even, you know what? Oh, that's what they had in the Black Panther movie. If you remember in the Black Panther movie, when they were about to go to war, the niggas had some shit with their cloaks where like they little African tribal cloak, it turned into like a laser shield, bro. That's that synthetic cotton. I think he knows things. SKC knows things.
Will also have direct access to the collected data, such as traffic maps, emergency warnings, and detailed information describing energy and water consumption. The availability of data will enable Kanza's residents to directly participate in the city's operations, lead more sustainable lives, and improve general inclusion. Shifting our focus to the city's construction, it is being built in stages to accommodate the growing population of 200,000 people.
Right, it's being built in stages. Like right now, they're in the mud hut stage, all right? But that's only stage number 1, all right? I know it's the mud hut stage, but there's a plan. You have to understand the mud hut stage isn't the forever stage. Next, they build a house out of straw. And then they build the house out of I forget how the 3 little pigs go. I know that one house was straw. What was the other house? A house out of sticks or something like that. And then they build the house out of bricks, and then they build Wakanda.
The project's first brick was laid in 2013. In 2019, the Kanza complex was completed, a mixed-use building with offices, a conference hall, and a hotel. The building has adhered to the green building standards and has integrated state-of-the-art technologies.
Are you following me? With a fraction of your wealth.
Wait, I wanted to hear more, bro. Nah, I was kind of into the Wakanda commercial, bro. I wanted to hear more. Now this nigga just talking about my money. I was all in love with the Wakanda dream, and this nigga snapped me out the dream asking me for money, bro. Just like a fucking African beggar. I tell you, man, these niggas everywhere. Deport everybody, bro.
To the green building standards and has integrated state-of-the-art technologies.
Are you following me? With a fraction of your wealth, a $14 billion investment from the Black community in America into Africa can not only purchase you land, but it can purchase you an entire city.
Right, right. Thank you for that, Bandit. You start out with straw, and then, you know, straw is just the, you know, it's the building stage. You know, you starting out, you learning your skills, right? Then you move on to sticks or whatever, because we realize we need a stronger construction material. And then you go to bricks. And then after we master bricks, right, we build Wakanda. That's all it takes. Once you master brick technology, building Wakanda comes like that. And then from Kanda, you know, Istanbul, you can build the Hagia Sophia and all that stuff. And then we can build the Roman Colosseum. Listen, they on their way, bro. They are on their way. All they need is some of you niggas to give them some money. And then we can go to Africa and we can be kangs again.
Wait, what? Rich, now what's our motto? We was kings. We was kings!
And Dick Thug with the two ball says, Umar will be president. You know what? I can't think of a better president. I can't. I have no comeback for that. Umar should be the president of Wakanda.
An entire city in which you can build your own banks, your own educational institutions, your own police, your own everything. But why stop there? With the collaboration of the 54 countries on the African continent to relocate your community to Africa, to expropriate land to you for your own use and your own benefit, to help build a Black American society in Africa, the continent of Africa.
Why would I build a Black American society in Africa? Never mind that we already did that, and I'm not really trying to redo that again. You know, shout out to Liberia. I got a homie from well, his you know, his family is Liberian. He's not from Liberia like that, but you know, shout out to Liberia. We did that for y'all. You don't got to thank us. But why would we go back to Africa to build Black America in Africa? It's a lot easier to do it here, honestly. I mean, it's halfway done technically already. All we really have to do is get our shit together.
Will surround you with open arms.
And not for nothing. If we can't get our shit together in America, how are we going to get our shit together in the jungle? How are we going to get our shit together in the Serengeti, bro? If we can't get your shit together in modern American civilized technology, how are you going to get your shit together in the Congo?
And create a pathway for you to not just build your own cities, but eventually one day your own state and your own country. Free from Europeans. Surrounded by people who look like you, who walk like you, who walk in the same skin, though we have different cultures. Think about this.
Why are Africans coming to America, but you wanted Black Americans to go to Africa to build Africa? Make it make sense to me, bro. Help me out with this. So we got all the Africans trying to get to America, to live in America, but this nigga want Black Americans to go to Africa to build Africa. I feel like you trying to hustle me, bro. I feel like you trying to hustle me. I'm never going to forget you niggas is the reason why we over here in the first place, right? It's like you sold us to the white man, and now you trying to get us back for free. These greedy African sons of bitches, I'm telling you, first you're going to sell me to the white man, and after I done worked our way out of slavery, the white man don't want to own us no more. He like, well, how about I convince these niggas to come back on the arm? Nah, fuck you, nigga. Fuck you and your big Somali forehead having ass, nigga. Fuck out of here. You sold me. It's done. It's over. We're good. I'm not coming back to work for free. I'm not bringing my money back to build your little shitty country up. You on your own, bro. Hold your own coconuts, nigga.
Your salvation can be in Africa.
This nigga said my salvation. Don't save me, bro. I don't want to be saved. I don't know how many times, how many different ways I can tell you. Don't save me, bro. I do not want to be saved.
Moses took his people out of Egypt to save them from the Pharaoh. How would this be any different today? Are you not under the thumb of today's Pharaoh? Are you not Hebrew Israelites? A mass exodus at this point is absolutely mandatory and should be on your list of things to do.
That's exactly the type of thing you say when you're trying to get slaves without paying for them. This is exactly how you would talk. Because what you want to do once we all get over to Africa with all our money? We just in Africa with bags of money and no guns. What we gonna do then? We just over in Africa. We got all these bags of money. They made us leave our guns at the airport. Now what? Now what? Nah, nigga. I know what this is, bro. I know what this is, bro. I'm good. Never trust a nigga whose forehead is 1/3 of his face, bro. Never trust a nigga whose forehead is 1/3 of his face, bro. He got way too much forehead. He is not one of us, bro.
History repeats itself every time. And sometimes we need somebody on the outside to remind us the options that we have. Your destiny is not to perish in America, fighting for dirt. Your destiny is to one day rule the world with the people who look like you.
Nigga using all our extra headroom to scam Black Americans. That's why your people ain't shit, bro. You use all that extra headroom to scam niggas, bro. You don't do nothing but think of ways to scam niggas. You got all this extra headspace and you can't think of nothing but fuckery.
You have an alternative to war. It is your presence in America that makes this country great. Without your presence, this country is nothing but just another European colony. Take your presence where it is wanted, where it can thrive. You have a continent at your disposal that will expropriate land to you. Contact the consulates. Contact the countries you want to make a deal with. Invest in real estate in these countries. Invest in real estate offices.
Yeah, he want Black American money real bad, bro. Like real bad. The nigga might as well just ask for a Cash App directly. I'm surprised you didn't blast your Cash App across the video. I mean, because, you know, it's all money for Africa, right?
Build offices in which you can take and export physical labor, non-ether beings from America, take them to Africa where they can work in these real estate offices and build properties, buy land, and eventually migrate slowly but surely and integrate with the continent of Africa to build your own state. And
let me help you out, bro. Let me help you out because this is a long ass video for TikTok. I know TikTok lets you do 15-minute videos, but let me condense it for you, bro.
I need that money.
You didn't even have to say all those extra words about building and networking, and you made us watch this wonderful Wakandan 3D video. You could have saved a lot of time and just hit that button, bro.
I need that money.
That's all you really had to do. I don't know why you niggas be trying to gas me up like you good Christians, like you homies and shit, like you down with the people. Niggas just be trying to ask you for $1. A nigga will spend 15 minutes small talking you to ask you for $1, bro. For $1, I swear to God, 15 minutes. Nigga will ask you about your family, about your mama's ex-boyfriend, how many kids you got. Oh, you got another one? You got to bring him around. I ain't see that one yet. Nigga will spend a whole morning talking about nothing just to ask you for a goddamn dollar, bro. I tell you, these niggas, man.
I'm telling you, man. This the reason why I be hating niggas, man. I'm telling you, man. It just be us. I be hating niggas, man.
Eventually your own country. It's a scary thing to think about. I know. You're so used to where you are and you're not willing to part with it. I get it. My people went through that. My parents came here in '99 from Africa when a major civil war broke out in Ethiopia. Grandma was too old to hustle and tussle with the young folk, and she had a baby. Me. She already raised her children, but she couldn't see me suffer through that shit, so she brought me here.
Hold on. Did you say your grandma had you?
Here.
What did this nigga just tell me? Yo, shit. Oh, did this nigga just say your grandma had you?
When a major civil war broke out in Ethiopia. Grandma was too old to hustle and tussle with the young folk, and she had a baby. Me.
This nigga said grandma had me. Oh God, what are we doing? What are we doing, Lord Jesus? I need help. Lord Jesus, I need you to guide me through these difficult, troubled waters here. Lord Jesus, this nigga just told me his grandma had a baby. It was him. Help me, Jesus, help me. Jesus, I'm asking, I am in my desperate time of need. Jesus, I need you to help me. This nigga said his grandma had a baby and it was him, Jesus. Jesus, do you hear me? Do you hear me, Lord? He said his grandma had a baby and it was him. I am struggling, Lord. I am struggling. Why must you give me your toughest battles, Lord? He said his grandma had a baby and it was him.
When a major civil war broke out in Ethiopia. Grandma was too old to hustle and tussle with the young folk, and she had a baby. Me. She already raised her children.
What is happening? What is happening?
There's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population.
No. This can't be right. This is African witchcraft. This is dark. This is dark ghetto knowledge. This is dark ancient wisdom here. I don't even know what I'm witnessing. This nigga just told me an African tale like no other.
Civil war broke out in Ethiopia. Grandma was too old to hustle and tussle with the young folk, and she had a baby. Me.
How did your grandmother have you, bro? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, I just tried to logically walk through the process and my mind broke. How could your grandmother have you? No, God, what nigga? African nigga, not the fertility goddess, bro. Oh, not the fertility goddess. I don't even understand. I need help. I need help. I do. I need help.
Get it again. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the black woman is God, and
black woman is God.
I say the black woman is God.
The black woman is God because, she was the first organism on this planet.
First organism privileges. I can't believe we just this is a real video. I didn't make this like AI or nothing, bro. I found this video. This is on Twitter. I'm gonna drop the link to this video so I didn't AI my way into this, bro. I didn't make this happen. I didn't conjure this nigga up like his grandmother conjured him up. This nigga is a magical Negro. Literally. A magical
When a
Negro.
major civil war broke out in Ethiopia, grandma was too old to hustle and tussle with the young folk, and she had a baby. Me, she already raised her children, but she couldn't see me suffer through that shit, so she brought me here. I know what it's like to relocate somewhere. I know how scary it can be, how taxing it can be, emotionally, physically, spiritually. But integration ain't shit but a matter of time. It's something you can accomplish in a matter of time. It's nothing. I came here not speaking a lick of English. Look at me now. You can't distinguish me from any other African American.
Yes, the fuck I can. What do you mean? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This nigga is like the meme. They don't even know I'm Ethiopian. Oh, this nigga really is the meme. He's a whole meme.
Time. It's nothing. I came here not speaking a lick of English. Look at me now. You can't distinguish me from any other African American.
Bro, he really think that. He really think it's real. He really think he look like he from Bed-Stuy. He really think he look like he from East New York. Oh, nah. You really think you look like you from Alabama? You think you look like a Chicago nigga? Is that what you think? You think you look like one of them niggas from St. Louis? You look like one of them lunatic niggas. That's what you think, huh? You think you look like a Compton nigga. You one of them Long Beach looking niggas, huh? This nigga really think he look like one of us, bro? Oh my God. This is why they got to go back, bro. This is why they got to go back. These niggas are uppity. They are actually uppity. I look just like you. Matter of fact, I kind of look more like the white man, actually.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
This nigga. He think he a Brownsville nigga. He a Brooklyn nigga straight out of Brownsville. If you don't get your foreign ass out of here and drive this goddamn cab, nigga, before I run off with your money.
English. Look at me now. You can't distinguish me from any other African American. Maybe my forehead.
Yeah, nigga. I know, nigga. He called it. He called it too.
You can't distinguish me from any other African American. Maybe my forehead.
Yeah, nigga. We know exactly who you are with your 1,000 goat forehead. We know exactly who you are. Talking about you can't distinguish me. What? Because you learn how to talk like you learn to speak the white man's tongue? Nah, bro. You wasn't with me whipped on the slave, bro. You wasn't with me on a plantation picking cotton, nigga. I don't smell slavery in you. You don't have that slavery on you, bro.
But you know what I'm saying? Integration can be scary, but it can be done. And if you are tired of suffering at the hands of people who see you as animals and will never see you as human beings, please consider what I'm telling you.
Bro, they literally sell niggas as slaves like 2 countries over. What do you mean? If I drive for 24 hours straight from your house, I can buy me a nigga. What do you mean, bro? I'm telling you, these African niggas, they can't help. I think scamming is in their genes, bro.
Contact the African governments. Make a deal for them to expropriate land to you. Build real estate offices. Build hospitals. Invest in schools. Create your communities.
Yeah, you know what? That is a great little twist on the line. Shout out to Jesse Lee in the chat. I forgot what your name used to be, but a slave by blood, not relation. Right. We are Black Americans. We are slaves by blood. And that it literally means something. And I'm not going to be fooled by you niggas. We got our own thing over here. We bled for it. We fought for it. We marched for it. And now it's ours, and we need to own it. And that doesn't mean you get to come over here and blend in with us with your extra size forehead and be like, I'm one of you niggas now. Never mind my foreign forehead.
Integrate and migrate to Africa and build your Wakanda amongst people who look and live like you. A people who can cherish your existence rather than looking at you like you are a stain. Yes, I know we have some Africans online talking a bunch of shit, but we will deal with those people on our own accord. Don't worry about that.
No, you won't. No, you won't. As soon as I get over there to your country, you're going to let that nigga buy me for a bag of Frito-Lays, bro. No, you won't.
There are haters everywhere. There are haters amongst you in your own communities who hate Black people. Hate is everywhere, no matter what culture you go to, even within your own culture.
Hate is everywhere. That's how we got sold by Africans. Y'all won the war. Y'all hated us. Y'all won the war. Y'all sold the survivors to the white man and to the Arabs because hate is everywhere. You know, sometimes home is where the hate is, bro. Don't you know? Sometimes home is where the hatred is. Like I'm going back to Africa to give you my white man dollars. Nigga trying to scam me out of my white man's money. Because I got George Washington and Ben Franklin on my money. And you got zebras and leopards and shit on your money. Nigga trying to get my white man money. Fuck out of here.
There are people who hate themselves. So don't let that be the reason why you're afraid. You can overcome that. That's nothing. There are 3.4 billion people in Africa today. A small fraction of those people are the people we're talking about. They don't matter. The future you can build for yourself in Africa is 100 times more beneficial than a future you will have in America.
Nigga, the future I could have built for myself in Brooklyn is 100 times more beneficial than the future I could have built in Africa. And I left Brooklyn. I don't even want to go back to Brooklyn. I imagine me, I don't want to go back to Brooklyn, but you think I'm going to move back to Africa. Nigga, out his mind. Yeah. Never mind the fact that you here because your people was going to war so hard that it was just time to leave. But you want me to leave Brooklyn. Why would I leave America? You out your mind, bro. These niggas, I'm telling you, these foreign niggas, bro. This is why I clap every time Homeland Security or DHS, what's the immigration department? Every time ICE puts out a new video, I clap. Can't wait till ICE hits Harlem. That sounds like a blaxploitation movie. When ICE hits Harlem.
Think about this. You can slowly build yourself up into a state, into a nation, into a country. Free from the interference of Europeans. Surrounded by the love of your 90.
I'm cool with Europeans, bro. Niggas got iPhones, sailboats and shit. I'm cool with Europeans. You niggas don't even grow your own rice. You got to import rice and shit from Russia. Well, you import flour and wheat from Russia. Yeah, you don't even grow your own food. Your plan is literally to have Black Americans bring their white man's dollars over there and build farms. Nah, I'm cool with the Europeans, bro.
Either beings. The greatest way to defeat colonialism in America is to cease being its slave and grant them the gift of your absence, not the benefit of your blood.
You know what's so funny about him? That is literally what the hardcore, like the furthest right of white nationalism, that is literally what they want. Is for all the niggas to just leave America and go back to Africa and start over. And I'm like, nah, bro, we too deep. We too invested here. Like my feet are literally tied to the ground here. You know what I'm saying? This nigga is basically online. Well, he's in line with the farthest right white extremism. I don't think he understands that, but you know, niggas don't understand a lot. Shout out to Dick Thug with the 5 ball. He said the messed up part is that he could sell MAGA hats without changing anything on it. Yeah, make Africa great again. That's really what he's up to. He trying to make Africa great again. He think he gonna be the one.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
This nigga really think he gonna use our white man's money to go make Africa great again. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. You had your shot. You should have did it while Biden was president. Now we try and get y'all up out of here. And the SKC with the $2 clapback to Dick Thug says, but Dick Thug, Africa has never been great. That's why they need the black man to bring the white man's dollars over there. So Africa can be great. The first time around.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
This nigga, I'm telling you, bro.
Please think about this offer. Africa is calling you. We're waiting for you. You have an alternative. You don't have to die in America. Come live in Africa.
I'm not gonna lie. There was one time where I kind of, as a dream, because you know I have an adventurous kind of spirit. If I didn't have children, I'd like be on a merchant marine ship or something like that. I'd be driving cross country in an 18-wheeler or something, you know, because I have that adventurous, leave the world behind kind of spirit. But, you know, I love my kids, and I don't want my son to grow up without no daddy. He got a bunch of chicks around him. He need a man in his life, you know what I mean? So I can't do that. But once upon a time, I really kind of sort of wanted to be a Somali pirate. No lie. No lie. All right. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. All right. A nigga is allowed to have dreams. There was a time in my life where I kind of low-key wanted to be a Somalian pirate. Now, obviously, I can't actually be a Somalian, but, you know, I figure I could have went and you know, I could have, you know, I'm valid everywhere I go. I'd have got cool with the Somalis or whatever. You know, I know how to bust the K off or whatever. I'm not afraid of gunfire and all that stuff. We would have been cool. We'd have been good. You know, it'd have been a minute getting used to like Muslim rules and stuff like that. But you know, once you're in Somalia, you know, you just pretty much do what the guy next to you is doing, and then I'm good, right? And so there was a time where like I felt like I could have had like a vacation as a Somali pirate. It was like a fantasy of mine, you know. If I can go on like an 18-month vacation, I just, you know, to really immerse myself in the culture, capture a couple of boats, take a couple of hostages, you know, negotiate for their release and all that. Come home with the money, Somali girls, like, you know what I mean? Like, there was a time in my life where being a Somalian pirate sounded like a fun thing to do. Yeah, yes, Bunker. Listen. Don't laugh at my dreams. All right, don't mock my dreams. I'm being personal. I'm sharing with you niggas right now. All right, I am sharing an actual time in my life with you niggas when I actually daydreamed about being a Somalian pirate. Because, you know, think about the freedom. You know, you're out on the water. What is that, like the Indian Ocean or the Red Sea, whatever that water is out there. Yeah, yes. I wanted to be a thug in a sailboat. Not really a sailboat, because you know you can't really be a proper pirate with a sailboat nowadays. It's not really a thing. We need little fast boats and stuff, but you know, I wanted to be a thug. I wanted to thug on the water. All right, you wanted to hear me say it, Snowman? Yes, Snowman. I wanted to thug on the water. I wanted to be an H2O thug. All right, I wanted to thug on the water. Damn it! Don't judge my dreams. I was a project nigga with big project nigga dreams. I wanted to project nigga on the water. Jet ski thug, right. Jet ski thug, okay? Trying to shame my dreams. I have dreams, damn it. But we have to grow up. We have to grow up. We can't just throw it all away to become an H2O thug. You know what I mean? You know, you meet a girl, you think you're in love, you know, you have some kids, and then next thing you know, the jet ski is just in the garage permanently. You don't even take it out on the weekends anymore. It's just in the garage. And then one day you sell your thug jet ski for a minivan. Because, you know, you got to take the kids out on trips and stuff. You got to do things for the family now. And so I couldn't thug on the water like I wanted to. I really wanted to thug. Like it's still kind of low. You can tell by how much I'm talking about it. It's still a low-key dream of mine, is to be a thug on the water. I don't even care if I die. I don't even care if I die. I'd rather die thugging on the water than die thugging in the ghetto. Because, you know, all men must die, right? Valar Morghulis, right? All men must die. And if I gotta die, I'd rather die thugging on the water, bro. Yeah. Listen, we're being honest. I've had a little bit to drink, and we're being honest right now. If I have to go, I don't want to go out just like any other nigga. I want to die thugging on the water, bro. Really. I want to die water banging. You shut your filthy white mouth, Snowman. Don't tell me I can't be Captain Hood Sparrow. Don't you ever tell me I can't be Captain Hood Sparrow, God damn it. I'm not gonna let some landlocked white Ohio nigga tell me I can't be Captain Hood Sparrow. You haven't even seen the ocean. You visit the ocean on Facebook. Don't tell me what I can't be. I've seen the ocean. I've sailed, nigga. I've got my balls wet. You don't even know what this thug on the water life is about. Shut up. Angry Snowman telling me I can't be Captain Hood Sparrow. You don't know nothing. Well, look at you. I saw the ocean once and F that. Right. You don't know nothing. I'm going to die thugging on the water like a proper white pirate, like a proper Ethiopian pirate. I'm going to die thugging on the water if it's the last thing I do. I'm going to make the U.S. Navy blow me out of the fucking water. That's my dream. That is really my dream. Yes, I can swim. I mean, nobody can swim that long, right? You just have to hold on to some of the wreckage and hope for rescue. But, you know, I can actually swim. I'm not like these niggas. I'm not like these niggas, Midwest Request. I'm a boats and hose nigga. Yes, I can swim. I can do the breaststroke, the backstroke. I can tread water until the Coast Guard comes. Yeah. I'm good, bro. I got my thugging on the water credentials. And now And not only that, let me tell you a little secret. When you become boat people, you can apply for a special driver's license, and they put like a little anchor symbol on your driver's license. So if you ever get pulled over by the police they know that you boat people because I got it on my license now. Yeah. I'm not 260, bro. No, I've been actually losing weight. It's better to slim down as you get older, bro. I don't want to be a 260 nigga. I was a 260 nigga once upon a time. I'm a little over 6'2". I'm like a 6'2 and a half. I'm probably like a even 220 at this point. I'm not that big. I sound big because I'm black. I'm just a big boats and hoes nigga, bro. I'm just a big boats and hoes nigga. And I plan to die as a Somalian pirate. I have a dream, all right? MLK can go to hell. We ain't living in the 50s no more. I have a dream to die as a boats and hoes pirate. I'm going to sail from Brooklyn to Somalia and start claiming shit as mine. That is my dream. That is my ultimate dream in life, to sail from the shores of Brooklyn all the way to Somalia and to establish myself and to eventually become the Brooklyn nigga pirate king of Somalia. Don't tell me I can't dream. Yeah, look at me. I'm the captain now. There it is. I've shared my dream. Say boats and hoes would be a great name for a New York strip club, all you can eat buffet. Nope. The name of my ship would be the SS MAGA. We're making Africa great again. That's the name of my ship, the SS MAGA. Anyway, that's enough for my boats and hoes fantasy. I've shared too much with you niggas. You don't need to know about that. I've been drinking and sharing. You're lucky I don't put this on members only. I have a dream to one day be a Somalian pirate. But I have kids and I can't do that.
Aspiring to be patriarchs like what white men have, that isn't freedom. That isn't going to help anybody. It's certainly not going to help black people.
Damn, SKC, you lucky. I was about to close it out. And now you have to tell me who. SKC says, as a side note, I was doing some research and I found out that Booker T. Washington had a hater, and you'll never guess who. Outside of Dubois, I really don't know, bro. I'm waiting on pins and needles. I was literally about to shut the show down. I was getting into my close the show format, and I saw that comment, and now I have to wait. Because no, Dubois is typical. Ida B. Wells, no. The face on the screen is the face that I have right now, bro. Ida B. Wells was a hater of Booker T. Washington. No. I feel pain. My balls hurt learning that. I can't believe. Wow. They've been hating ever since they got off the porch, bro. And you know what's so funny? AC just did a video about that. What was it? Accountable Commentary, something like that. I forget his name, but I'm kind of new to his channel. But I think Accountable Commentary, if I got that right. He just did a video a couple days ago saying that they were never submissive. They were never loyal. They jumped off the porch, reckless, stabbing you in the back. And low key, I know this to be true because Sojourner Truth kind of that famous quote from Sojourner Truth said, "Oh, look, if you let the black man vote and you don't let the black women vote, then the black man gonna rule over us just like the white man did during slavery again." Like, she really low key tried to blame us for white supremacy. As soon as they jumped off the porch, SKC, I will tune in tomorrow. Can't wait. It's gonna be kind of awkward because I'm gonna have that face on while I be at work listening to you. But I'm gonna have this same face on listening as you tell me the story of how Ida B. Wells was hating on Booker T. Washington. And this is gonna be me walking around listening to SKC tell the story of how they jumped off the porch hating on the nigga. Can you believe that? The day after slavery, this is what a nigga gotta hear.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
Like the day after slavery ended on a Sunday, and by Monday, these bitches is on some bullshit.
Good women are dead. Evil bitches, rise up!
That was the Monday after slavery ended. All right? We ended the Civil War on a Sunday, and by Monday afternoon, the evil bitches had risen up. What the hell, bro?
Aspiring to be patriarchs like what white men have, that isn't freedom. That isn't going to help anybody. It's certainly not going to help black people.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.